Hey, Brian, can you hear me?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, there you are. Okay. I
No
couldn't tell
worries.
if I had no sound or not.
Yeah, sorry, I
it
hadn't
was
said
just
anything
it was
yet.
just silent.
I'm back at it. No, I just had to. In the interim, I'm putting the recording or the URL of the recording of from in YouTube back into Discord. So that's why it takes me a moment. Anyway, welcome. My name's Brian Knight. I live near Melbourne, Australia, and it's just after 5 a.m. in the morning. I think I've had about 4 hours sleep. I had a bus job I did my last night, so I did get home too late. Anyway, that's okay. It's important to be consistent, though. I still got to do the bus job this morning, so it's still got to get up. Um, so welcome, Darren, Tom, and see if Grace is able to join us or anybody else. Let me though share. Oh yeah, this is very much a relaxed uh, method of trading. We're sort of it's really an armchair, like a rocking chair type trading. So, welcome to this live Forex analysis session. Please note any trades discussed in this class is educational and educational only, and that's because we're people helping each other. We're not financial advisors. I don't think any of us. Well, I can speak for myself. I'm not, but I don't know about Darren and Tom or anybody
No,
else.
I'm
So,
not.
no,
I'm
that's
not.
good. No, you just Darren, you just take trades on oil. That's good. All right, there's a full risk disclosure and a little bit about us as live session traders. Did you want to see my trading platform still?
Why not?
Why not? He says. Okay, here we go. Think there it is. Still in 14 trades. I got chucked out of USD Singapore. Lost, there's a history there. Lost 51 pips. So that was my stop loss. So I have been stopped out on that. But I think some of these might have made up for it. 300, 200, 100, 24, 6, 160, 270, 140, 68. So, um, yeah. And these two, the Euro CHF and GBP CHF, which we'll look more closely at, are the CHFs. Um, they were both stop profited, yes, like just after market open, as I sort of indicated in the last session. So still in 14 positions. This NZD oh my gosh, it's 214 pips still. So
I
it's
mean,
not moving.
you got in quite late in that move as well, I think, didn't
Oh,
you?
so late. It's not funny, Darren. It was like mental code, like it um it's not moved in the last 24 hours or so. It hasn't moved at any rate. So it's very much a slow crawl, a snail. But the point is it hasn't come back at me. So we'll just see. Welcome, Grace. Well done. And thanks for putting your comments and being honest and upfront in the chat as well. That's part of the learning process, I think. Right. Go on, Grace, if you want to say something.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just listening.
That's okay. No worries. You know that if you have comments or you want to say anything or you want feedback, just yell out. That's what we're about. Um, so crazy week coming up, it looks like. Let's go across one of the charts. We've got non-farm payroll. We've got CPI figures for Australia. We've got Japanese yen rate decision, Bank of Japan, sorry, rate decision, um, Euro decisions. And the US is moving a whole lot of stuff, but they're not going to move anything until at least uh, sometime through August, potentially September. That's what the word in the street is that Thomas shared with us. Okay, AUD CAD, and it looks like there's. I think I said yesterday. It's like near. This is basically the end of the month. This week as well. Like start of a new month. There's so much sort of dynamics happening, and things have been in a fair bit of trending. Been in a trend that looks like it's about to change potentially. Looks like, not to say it is, right? But if we look at AD CAD, this sell here is potentially not the optimal trade as such, if that makes any sense, because the overall sort of trend for quite a while, since when September last year, so nearly 12 months, not quite, month off, or month and a bit off, it's been trending up. So price has been getting higher in this pair. Does that make sense? So really, the for me, an optimal trade to get into would be out of that sell into a buy and potentially break the high. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we've just been languishing, making pips while it goes down. That's all that's been happening in the last couple of weeks. So potentially not the time to be. This week may be, for me anyway, may be a really light taking trade week. I'm sort of looking at, because of where trades are and some of the indications of what's occurring. So, for example, this was the last day of trading for the last week was a positive. It's now pushed further up into more positive. It hasn't broken that previous high from the end of last week, but it's still in a positive sort of frame, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's not outside of the rail. No, we don't have a green triangle because it hasn't come outside. The trend bar is still red, so which means it could sell further on the basis of news, or it could start jumping itself up and going into buy. We don't know. So the trade that I'm currently in, I have a stop profit. So, for example, AUD CAD, where am I? There's the AUD CAD. Sorry, AUD CAD is 119 pips, and I've got my stop profit at 100 pips of profit, which means it only got to come back by, what is it, 20 pips or so? Yeah, and I will be stop profited. So I'm in a situation where I can only lose 20 pips out of it if it does sort of spike further up from any news event, which we've got a few happening. So, and where I took the trade is basically up there as it changed into the trend bar changed red, because we'd had this, had a sell, an engulfing sell, and then the short just confirmed the direction for me. They don't always do this. This has been nice. Right, AUD And sorry, anybody got any questions about that? No, all pretty straightforward. I'm just waiting for the turn to trend bar change and to be stop profited, and then get ready to get back into a buy if that's the way it is. If I get stop profited and it continues down, so what? Okay, I'm not too concerned. Okay, the AUD CHF. Now this is CHFs, and we're going to see some of the other CHFs as we go down. You can see that the end of the week it bought, and it was well outside of the rail. It did push back up, and because it was outside the rail, I had tightened up the stop profit. It's 106 there. If I look where I might go, oh, where's my? Oh, okay. We'll need to. There we go. 6. What do I got? Oh, my stop loss is like it is virtually 5 pips away from being knocked out, being stop profited at 101 pips or something. A similar sort of thing, but not as tight as the AUD CAD. That's really close. It's just like, I don't know why. That will definitely at market open changeover, sorry, from New York to Sydney Asian, that will be stop profited for sure. Because as soon as spread comes in, that'll go bang, and then that'll be the end of that trade. But that's been good. Still, I'm waiting for it to turn. And it's a little bit like what you do, Darren, with your TP at a line. I'm sort of just using that trailing stop for when it does push itself back up. It stop profits it. So hopefully I get, well, I will. I'll get a few more pips than if it was just at the rail. All right, AUD JPY. Again, both like the end of the trading week, it tried to push up. It's pushed up a little bit further. The sellers are not in control totally anymore. The buyers are starting to rally a bit. They're not making it a big move yet. They're waiting for news to hide themselves. Like, for example, this rate decision here in the Japanese yen, you've got monthly CPI figures for Australia. And you'll notice I just put a bit of news in the chat about Aussie situation at the moment, or what they're predicting. Okay, AUD. So no trade there for AUD JPY, but hey, we've been waiting long enough, haven't we, Darren? We need a push back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been watching that making money there, but not being part of it. Okay, AUD NZD. Oh, look at that. Pushed up, but hasn't broken the high yet. We've gone back into a green trend bar. I'm going to wait for this news to come out, and then we'll see. In relation to New Zealand dollar, the Aussie looks like it will be and continue to be stronger. I mean, it's broken that high, and broken that high, and the only thing it's got is something way up here.
I'm in this.
Yeah, you're in it for the buy.
Yep.
Good on you, Tom. See, Tom works down at that 4 and 2 hour sort of level and can take advantage of some of the smaller bits. So I don't have the time to be, or the luxury. I suppose, yeah, the time. I don't know where it's luxury, Tom, but anyway, the ability to take some of that small one. So well done. Good on you. Or potential shorter trades. We do have a red triangle up here, and it is out in an extreme. That doesn't mean it won't push further up and up, but there will potentially be a pullback before it does push up. But I can see, what I can see is it cracking the top of this, breaking that high over here. When was that? That was back September 22. So nearly 2 years ago. It was up there. It looks like it's coming back up there. That's all I'm seeing anyway at the moment. But you may be in and out of it a number of times, Tom. So AUD Singapore, again, you'll see common thread, end of the trading week, first day of the week, pushing up, right? So AUD Singapore, I'm not that close. AUD Singapore is 224 pips, and I've got 174. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit. 187. So still 40 pips or nearly 50 pips or something from where price is currently. So it may stay in for market changeover, but we'll see, and we'll see. Right, AUD USD. We look at that like as if it's a copy. End of the trading week push back, then it's sort of dojied a bit in the last 24 hours. We've got a green triangle, ready to sort of potentially push back up again. So that's all of the AUDs, right? Then we go CAD CHF. It's also 2 days of a little bit of pushing back up again. Right now, we have, look at that. We've taken out the imbalances down here. There's one of two things. I mean, there's a triangle down here as well. So from this CAD point of view, CAD's really low on the strength as such. And the CAD against the Swiss franc. The thing is, will it break this low? All right, will it break the low? Let's take this off for a minute. It's broken that. Or will it turn here to push back up again before it then does come down to break the low? Because the Canadian dollar is overall from back here on September 23. Something happened in September, didn't it? Like the change occurred in a lot of currencies. So whether it will break this low is the sort of the question. If not, I'm ready here for when it gives us a green trend bar to get into the buy on it. At the moment, I'm still in a sell. CAD CHF, 152 pips, 153, somewhere there. I got 126 in stop profit. So it has to push up a little bit before it will stop profit me. So that's sort of the main nice ones I'm in. CAD JPY, it's doing one, like the end of the trading week, it didn't really push back up. It's only in the last 24 hours, and it probably will close with this being more of a buy beginning. We'll see. But it may just come down to the Tuesdays where we have this rate decision on the Japanese yen. It might give us that, or the start of that turn, Darren. We'll see. CHF JPY. Just dancing around here. It dances around there in the middle, and now it's here. We've got a couple of green triangles. I just need a trend bar change here before I can get into that buy for a longer term and hopefully break the high. Oh yeah, Euro AUD. 2 days of pullback the other way, right? So remember, all the AUDs were pushing back up a bit. Now we're starting to get the opposite direction. Here we've got a red triangle. It hasn't made it up. He hasn't broken this high up over. Where is it? Up. Oh, that's not high. It doesn't matter. I'll change that. That's the high there. Hasn't broken that high, but it's getting ready to profit the other way, and potentially it'll break the low down here. So it will be a nice hopefully longer term sell. Yeah. But the euro is pretty strong. What do we got? A whole lot of euro news coming up. Inflation rate. What else is there? Year-on-year inflation. That's good. All right. So it might put a bit of damper on some of the euros. We'll just see how it all starts to work out along euro as a pair, or the euros. That one I got stop profited when I think it was the end of the week. I can't remember now, whichever one of them. So then Euro CAD is also to wait till we get the channels. Yep, we've got a couple of red triangles coming up. It's trying to push itself back. So again, this is getting ready for the sell, and we've got the trend bar is really close in now, which is good. It means when we get a trend bar change, it'll be easier to sort of jump into that trade as such. Euro CHF is the one that I got knocked out of. So I'm just going to change that one to a blue because I'm not in that trade currently. But we've got a green triangle, so potentially buyback. Well, I'm waiting for the trend bar to change here too. Now it didn't break the low, didn't break this low. Potentially, it depends on. Sorry. Oh, if it pushes further down, but potentially, well, at least break this high, if not break the high up here. But then that would be against the other euros. So I'm not sure about all of that. We may be going for continue and then break here and then go break further down. But it will be dependent on this news. So I'm not willing to take anything in there at the moment. Euro GBP. Oh, gosh, this is annoying. Can we look at it? It's going down, but ever so slowly. So I think it's personally not worth it unless I start to see some sort of more major move on it. Euro JPY potentially turned, but we've got a couple of days at the end of last week's trading faltering, and now we've got a bit of a sell happening for the day in the last 24 hours. So it's not in any way ready to start shooting itself back up. It looks like it might just sideways a bit before it gets itself ready. So that's just a warning for the other JPYs. A little bit more patience there, Darren. Just a bit more patience. Euro NZD. This is a great look how far this is pushing up out of it, Darren. Yeah. And still we had a bit of a falter here, and it looks like it was going to start to push down, but New Zealand dollar is absolutely on the ropes at the moment. It looks like it'll probably break this high up here. I don't think there's much. Hang on, I'll have to go to the monthly. See if there's much further up. Oh, there is. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do have one up there, but there is also this one over here. And then you got, well, if you really want to have something, you got it way up there. 257. Oh my gosh, that is a big. When was that? Feb 09. And then it just went on a selling spree for a long time until August 12, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12. It just was pushing its way down. Now, what is it? It's on the way back up. We'll just see. It may be the odd one out in here, but we'll just see how that works. Okay. That's pretty significant push out like the JPYs did before they did the drop, Darren.
Yeah.
All right. So not ready, but that'll be potentially a nice sell. We just got to keep waiting. Euro Singapore sold and continued to sell. Yeah. That's good. Where's my Euro Singapore? There. Oh, 61 pips now. Hang on, I've got to have a look because I'll have to change my. It'll be up here at the end. That is Euro Singapore. There it is. All right, now I can just put that in. There you go. That's basically 10 pips. So I'm up 61. So I can put basically 10 pips in stop profit. So now that's a fail safe trade as such, if that makes any sense. Yeah. It's taken me. When did I take that one? Created the 24th. So that was only just taken last week, whatever, Thursday or Friday or something like that anyway. So yeah, jump down further. That's good. Lovely. Very nice. Okay. Let's see if that's done. No, that hasn't moved any further. I do have a sell on that one, but I'm only Euro USD. Geez, that must have come
Good job,
close.
Brian. You're doing well. Seriously.
Tom, I'm being crazy as crazy. It just
Yep. Yeah. No, I'm happy to see it, man. I'm glad you're doing well.
yeah, well, I don't know. It's just something that's that has sort of clicked to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And hope
Whatever that
hope
was your moment, man.
no, it's all of you. It's Tom, it's you, it's Darren, it's Grace prompting questions, but particularly it's looking at what my lifestyle is, yeah, and how much I can get to the charts, and being consistent, being patient, and using the things that you and Darren have put into the group. I'm eternally grateful. Like, for example, Darren looking at only dailies and being consistent and looking with trend bar, the shorts, and whether it's in or outside of the rails. And Tom, you introduced us to the trend bar, introduced us to the X48. These are things that we have sort of melded together. So I give credit to all of you for, the things that have come into the melting pot. So the Euro USD, I am only, where am I? Euro USD. Yeah, I'm only 26 pips up on that, which means I can go about 30 stop loss. All right. Actually, what I might do is now I'm going to go 24 and then 24 imposed. So it's about I've got there now. And that's about 50 pips or so I've got now behind the thing. So I'm still in a stop loss situation. It's not stop profit. But at least I have now minimized my stop loss to as much, to that sort of 50. So I'm still trailing it. And if it shoots back up again, then I will be stopped out, but with a smaller or minimized stop loss. That's the aim for me anyway. So orange means, this could be close to taking a trade potentially. We're still getting that push up on that GA. Look at that. British pound so strong, but there is a faltering occurring. There is no triangle yet because we don't have an overall selling day. Does that make sense? So it's still sitting there. If you went to 4 hours, it probably would be. Yeah,
I have a red triangle. I've got a red triangle.
Have you?
Friday.
Oh, that one there.
On my price feed, what was a sell candle on mine?
Okay, cool.
Weird, isn't it?
No, that's all right. They're different feeds. Mine's a Pepperstone feed and yours is a
FX, yeah.
FXCM, yeah. So it shows that there's a slightly, and that could be quite a massive. I don't know, like Tom has a Oanda feed, and that's, different again.
Yeah.
This is the difference between things. So that's I tend to trade Pepperstone or IC markets. So that's why I tend to have the Pepperstone feed. If you've got a different broker, then it's probably better to be closer to that feed. And Darren, I've used FX CM for a lot of years because it was the closest I had to Pepperstone before Pepperstone started to get into a trading view as a feed. Okay. And some of them share feeds, so there'll be a lot of smaller brokers which will get feeds off other brokers. So not quite ready if it comes back down further. So thanks, Darren. You've got a triangle which is indicating potentially this trend bar changes. I'm sort of into that one, but it's going to be interesting. We've got a bit of news. Oh, what's happening? What's this British pound? No.
Yeah.
Is that on the 1st of August?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That is only in a couple of days.
I mean, I think longer term, this is going to sell because you've got Bank of England interest rate cuts and speculation
Oh,
all cuts this year, and
yeah.
dollars. So I think it's seriously overbought this, and I think a good opportunity to sell it.
Yeah. I didn't realize that it was that rate decision. Darren, you've been hiding this from me. Thank you. Another kidding. No, okay. So rate decision on the 1st. So it's not. So what day is that for you? What's the first one? So for me, it's
Thursday for us.
okay.
Midday on Thursday, UK time.
So Tuesday, that'll be my Wednesday. How come it's 12 o'clock? In the middle of the day, is it?
Midday.
Wow. That's going to make the market go crazy, isn't it? And if we've got, what's it, is it the same time roughly? I don't know. We've got balance of trade, that might not make much difference, but this will start things off, won't it? CPI. I don't think this will be 3.8. I think this will be back at the 4, and this is going to cause a real stir. I think this will be the start of that, potentially start of damage, but we'll get to see. Who cares? Let's just watch the Cirque du Soleil of trading pan out. They'll be doing the acrobatic acts and the whole, rah rah, and all of the lights will go and music will be happening and all of the stuff will be coming off the side stage, and things will be dancing around. But we only want to take advantage when it really tells us what's going on, which could be from these things. The news could be a bit of a sellout. Are you sort of on that part of the bench, Darren?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Rightio, let's see. Could be totally wrong, because I've known to be wrong a lot of times. But we'll see. And this is where it could be turning for a lot of the other pairs. GBP CAD as well. You can see again, got the news, bang, Thursday, let's work out, and it's pushed up from the long. Am I? No, I'm not in that trade. I was, I think. So push up. It's now it's still going up a bit, but this is a sideways up. It's nothing substantial. It's not like a nice flow. It's now oh no, yeah, no, oh yeah, no, oh maybe, So, and look where the trend bar is. In where the middle of the candle. So once we start to get a proper sellout on this and we get a change in the trend bar, it's on for young and old, I reckon.
Were those technical terms you used?
Yeah, they're very much technical terms. Yeah, 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 yes. Well-known trading terms, Tom. From the definition of a crazy guy. Anyway, I think you got to make this interesting, don't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So just to share with you, the reason why I was out late last night, was that one of my managers rang up and said, "Oh, Brian, can you do us a favor?" One of the guys that takes the debating team, so the high school that we ferry around, there's a debating team that they debate it in the evening. He said the guy can't do it because he's having a tooth ripped out or whatever. Can you cover it? I said, oh, but I've got to do my after. Oh, no. He said, don't worry. We'll get someone to do your afternoon school run. I'll get you to do the debating. So yeah. And it's interesting because I used to do a bit of debating when I was in secondary school as well. Anyway, I asked them whether I could actually sit in on the actual debating sessions, which I did. It was very interesting. It was good. Anyway, I was quite pumped up last night with it. And so then I didn't get home until it was 11 o'clock last night. So, and then I'm up at 4:00, 4:30 to do this. But that's what it means to be able to have consistency. So, when I get on the bus this morning after this session and I go and get the kids this morning that I didn't take last night, I'm sure I'm going to get some nasty faces. Where were you? What were you doing? Anyway, so that's where some of the crazy language comes from. Anyway, we all have interesting lives. So GBP CHF, this is the one that I also got stop profited. So now this is where the turn could occur or not, right? The CHF, particularly against the British pound, and you remember back to, where is it, Euro CHF, it also has faltered, right? It's like as if that current, like the euro is strengthened, the Swiss franc has weakened off, right? So if I go back to GBP CHF, it looks very much like a similar thing. Now, I don't know, once we get this British news, whether that will continue. I doubt it. I think the Swiss franc will then potentially strengthen. Do we know if the Swiss franc's lowered their interest rate again or not? Because that slipped past us last time. And maybe that's the reason for this, but I think they're just pulling it back ready for the big drop. The thing about it is, though, if you look at it, right from back here, December 23, like the end of last year, this has really been going up. Now, we've got a situation here, though, as you see, this hasn't broken the high. So will it break this low? I think it may, depending on what this news does to the currency, but it's still in a sell. Yeah. I got stop profited because it pushed back up again. All right. But that's okay. If this stays red and we start to get a sellout and from this news, then I'll just get into a sell again. Potentially it'll break this low down here. If not, and it doesn't break that, then we're talking about breaking the high up here. And I think that, thank you to Tom, it's like, hey, will it break the low? Will it break the high? What are we doing? Okay. It gives us a structure to look at. GBP, JPY. Oh, gosh. Darren, when are these going to give us the go-go? Hey? They're just playing with us, aren't they? They're just giving us the, can we test your patience? This is an example I want to put in here is, see where that trend bar comes up and it's just into the bottom of that candle, then it turns red and comes down. See where the trend bar is now in relation to the candle? It's actually quite a bit of distance away. So this needs to push up a fair bit before we start to get a trend bar change, which is different. Is it known on that one? And GBP CAD, was it? Yeah, see the GBP CAD where the trend bar is actually in the candle at the moment. So when this actually does push down and change, it'll be right at that point. So it's really pushed up further and further. So we're going to be able to get potentially a tighter entry on that than we would be able to maybe on GBP JPY. Because if it does push up further, it's got to catch up to the trend bar before we get a green change and potentially get into that trade. Yeah. Anyway, so you're just contemplating your future, are you there, Darren? That's all.
Yeah, indeed. I'm tired actually.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Yeah,
I
well.
do know. I know the feeling. You've been working hard, have you? All right, GBP NZD. Oh, where the hell
Still
is
going.
this one? This is going to the moon, isn't it? I don't know. I'm going to have to go to the monthly and see what we've got. Oh, we've got something potentially. Oh, yeah, look at it. We've still got highs up here. Oh, it's nearly broken that. There's that. But
Well,
really,
that's 2016, that, right?
sorry, that one back here.
Yeah,
Yeah, August 15.
15. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it can't go there. And look at it. The trend has changed since October 16. All it's been doing is going up. All it's been doing is going up. So if we go back to the daily, when that does that pullback, it may not be that much. It depends on how far it'll go, whether it'll go to the other side, and depends on news to what it will do. So I'm just eagerly sitting here going like, oh, give it to me, give it to me. But it may be against the overall trend though. So just depends. Let's, grab it and run. GBP Singapore. Oh, it's doing the pullback on that one. I'm in the sell on that. Where's that? There we go. In the sell on this one, GBP Singapore, which I took last Thursday, Friday. I'm up 71 pips. Right. So, oh yeah, stop loss is in 71.35. Oh yeah, I'm about 40, 50 pips. Right. That's okay. So it doesn't. I'm in a stop profit situation, in a safe situation at the moment. Okay. Always good that it gets to that point. GBP USD. That I'm probably not. No, I'm only 15 pips stop loss. It has, see, these are pulled back up. This may be a loss situation. We'll just see what happens. So that's 15 to 30. No, I'm still got a 50 pip, but I have pulled my stop loss from the original down. But I'm waiting for this to drop off further. What have we got here? Oh, this is the jobs and Fed. They reckon they're going to keep it on hold. Wouldn't it be funny if they both lowered, like GBP and the USD, lowered their rate? Whoa. Wouldn't that'd be a fish slap, wouldn't it? Wow. Unemployment rates. Okay, so we got heaps of stuff happening to us. We just got to keep on the right side of it at the moment. And if the British pound changes their interest rate, brings it down, this potentially will sell. So we'll just see how we go. I'm going to just stay there and see if I can survive it. NZD CAD. Yeah, it looks starting to get a bit faltery there. I've been in this one for a while, I think. Where's my NZD? Yeah, NZD CAD. Oh, 177 only. Let's see where I am. Because we're out of the rail. Have I tightened this up enough? Where am I? We've got 124, it's 175. No, I need to tighten that up further. 140. Oh no, let's 130. That'll do us. So it's about 40 pips, roughly 40 pips off So it'll allow for a bit of spread at market changeover, and then we'll see what happens where it pushes back. I've been in this one for a while, I think. What is it? Since the 18th of the 7th. Actually, not that long, is it really? Okay, NZDCHF. Again, see lots of pairs are just doing this little sort of hold on, hang on. Things are going to move or change. And really the change can only be sort of more like in the opposite direction. NZDCHF. Oh yeah, NZDCHF. That was back on the 16th. 234. Oh yeah, stop losses are way down. Okay, good. I'm in a really good stop. As soon as it sort of jumps up to me, that's all right. I mean, NZDJPY, Mr. Crazy Man. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I've got 140, 200. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit, make that 160 stop profit. Okay, good. NU. Oh, that keeps dropping down. That's good. So NU. Oh, I was in 2 trades on that, wasn't I? Have I been history? Oh, hang on, I didn't get. NU. Oh, can't be it then. Okay. I thought I was in 2 trades. Oh no, I am. I am in 2. What am I doing? Crazy. One's 200 pips and the other one is 170. I think I must just have my stop loss.
You probably have both stop losses in the same place.
No, I'm not looking at the right pair. That's why. Where is my NU? Oh God. Oh, a bit. Oh, this is crazy. And NCAD, NZNJ. That's why. That is why. I did a crazy thing. Rightio. And here we go. Yeah, both of them are really close together, and yeah, that's okay. Good stuff. No, they're right. Okay. Singapore Japanese yen, not in that one currently, and it's still sitting down there. It's just playing around at the moment, getting ready for the pushback up again. We'll see what Japanese yen. That is. No, it's not your tomorrow, is it? Darren, I'm trying to think. No, I'm only just the 30th now. You're good to see it's the day after. Okay. Rightio. USD CAD, forget that. Still pushing further up. It has broken that high. Would have been a nice trade, but we've kept out of it, Grace. I don't think you asked about a buy, but we'll see. I can't remember. But yeah, that has turned into it. We're waiting for that to be able to come back. USD CHF. Even though I've got it there, I'm just going to change this one off to a blue
actually,
again.
can you go back for a minute?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So remember I told you we were at the tip? This is the one we've been tracking that's been in the pennant?
Yeah. It's broken out.
So, well, it hasn't. We just reached the top of the pennant where the last high was.
Okay.
So it just broke the last high there.
Yeah.
So there's only one more behind it that's fairly short. It's pretty close.
Yeah.
But where it starts
Up there.
is kind of a ways back. But even that's only, how much is that from where it's at now? It would be, hold on. It would be,
where is it?
135 pips.
Yeah, 130
So
pips,
if it beats this high, there's a chance it's going to do a pullback and
pull back
continue
and then
up.
up. Yeah.
So we've been waiting for it to break from one side to another.
Yeah.
So it does appear that it's going to continue up coming out of this pennant.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to it. Even if it starts pulling back, we
That
may
may
get
be-
another larger
that
push
may-
up.
That may be from non-farm payroll later this week or something, though, or any
Right,
of that sort of other
exactly.
rate news or something, which will give it that little pullback and then push back up again.
Right.
But it may also, too, Tom, pull back enough that it will actually potentially pull back to the center even, or even it just pulls back and gives us a trend bar change to a red and then back into a green again.
Yes, absolutely. I'm talking in general overall.
Yep.
Looking at the bigger picture,
Yeah.
we've waited for this thing to decide which way we're going.
Yeah.
Because we've been working our way down. And now we're at the top of the pennant. So either this thing is going to have to come ripping down, like, I mean, the 1.345 down, like way down and breaking the low, or it's going to push up and break these highs to the left.
But I think the only way
new high.
The only way it's going to break that low, though, is I think if the US lowers its interest rate. That would be potentially the impetus for that to occur. But when it's still in the sort of we don't know situation, I think it's still going to push out.
Yeah, me too.
After a pullback. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right.
And if they do drop rates, it's going to have to travel.
Yes.
It's going to have to travel.
But it also, too, though, Tom, it's built up that sort of pressure or vacuum, or whichever way you want to say it is, for it to occur in a much bigger way than what might be normal or what's not, this sort of movement. It will be much bigger sort of to that sort of extent, potentially. Yeah, Tom,
right. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this pushing further and then going into a consolidation sideways for a while. So how we get there, we're either going to get a pullback and a continued push, which is going to be a big push, or it's going to have to break these lows down here, which will be a pullback, a soft push, and not break that high, and then a really hard push down.
Yeah.
Since we're at the top of the pennant, I'm really only looking for sales still.
Correct, I am too. Yeah. But it's not ready yet, unless you want to try and keep.
No, I think it's still got to have that pullback.
Yeah, I agree too. USD CHF, it's also doing this sort of push down, pull back up sort of situation. There's nothing. It's still in a red trend bar though. So if it doesn't sort of change the trend bar color, I potentially might sort of look at this to get into a sell, but we'll see. UJ ready for the buy. We'll see. This Japanese yen's been playing with us. USD and Singapore. That's the one that jumped back up again, and basically it's still in the sell line. You can see it. It's still selling. So I think I was just quite unfortunate where I got into it and the amount of movement that occurred with it. Anyway, I don't want to play with that one now. Once it's knocked out, I'm just sort of wait for it to give us much more of an indication. Gold, see this? Pulling back down again. Tried to pull up at the end of the trading week, and now it's sold back, but it hasn't broken the low on it. And the interesting one is Bitcoin up to 67. It's done a little pullback, but you can see where it's come up to that high. There is further for it to go. There is potential for it to go further, which it may, based on that US news. I didn't get to see it much. There was a little bit of news I saw yesterday about kerfuffle about the US and recognizing crypto or the Republicans or the Democrats or something. They have a difference in opinion on whether crypto should be managed or governed or whatever, and I think that's creating a little bit of instability, I would say, in that sort of market. But apparently the Japanese have got it, not Japanese, sorry, China has got their crypto stuff all humming at the moment. So unless I think that we were talking about how Australia has sort of set up, but how it will affect other things. So oil still dropping off, Darren. Still dropping. Anyway,
Yeah, it is.
It's coming to the outside of the rail. So it's gonna, we'll see how far it pushes outside before we get along and it go back up again. And if you want to eat your chocolate, then it's sort of just getting a bit stable now. Not too crazy. So there, AUD CAD's back. Right. So I'm only in 14 trades now. I think at the end of the last week I was in 18. So I don't know whether I'll be taking many trades this week. Just see. I might just wait for a few to stop profit or see how it all goes. A lot of news this week. A lot of news. Again, thank you to you for being here. Appreciate it. Okay.
You're on tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Yep.
plan on being.
All right.
Unless I sleep in, but I don't. I'll probably have a snooze today. See how it goes. Because it's pretty wet and cold here, so we'll see how we go.
All weather is nap weather.
Yeah. Waiting for the market, yeah. Just having the patience. Rightio. Are you out, Darren? You off the countryside to work again this week, or?
I'm out about a bit this week. No overnight stays this week though. I'm
Only out for the day and back again.
yeah.
No, well, I suppose the girlfriends will have to just wait their time until next week. Right, yeah. No, I don't want to cast any aspersions, obviously not. That's not true. But let's see. Rightio. Until tomorrow, take it easy, everyone. Thank you very much for your input.